I don't understand why people would regularly pay a visit to the pharmacy late at night and even adapt to that as a routine. Like, what kind of routine involves going to a pharmacy late at night? We may never find out, though this is the routine of the family in the next video. After they had finished their visit and made sure all the medical drugs and pills were safely contained, they headed back to their car. This time, unlike their regular nights, this was different. As they were about to drive back home, something they noticed left them so scared they began laughing it off because their nervous system bugged and didn't find a better reaction. What they saw in the distance was a white figure standing in the middle of the road. That was the moment they began recording. At first, you might not notice it or even think it's part of the road. Maybe it's an electricity pole of some sort. But no, it was a white figure, and bit by bit, as they were edging closer to it, they realized that the figure most likely represents a female. But when people saw the video, one genius immediately made up their mind. Came up with a story that the figure closely resembled the legendary weeping woman known as La Llorona. According to the famous legend, La Llorona is the ghost of a grieving woman who wanders at night, often appearing near roads, rivers, or isolated locations while searching for her lost children. So everyone jumped and began linking this figure to the folklore.
Señor, ¿qué es eso? Lo que está allá.
Nos bajamos. Güey, ¿me está moviendo?
Allá, lo que está allá moviéndose, en lo más oscuro. Güey, no es un palo.
No, güey, yo lo veo forma. Yo también le veo forma
Eso
como
es lo que
mujer,
está
güey.
moviendo allá.
Ay, qué feo me cagué, güey. Estamos bien cerca, güey.
No sé. Y nos queríamos bajar por unas pastillas. Esa cosa que está ahí, mire.
Mire, no hay nada, entonces no era un tronco ni nada porque muchas personas van a decir eso. ¿Sí hay pasado para allá, verdad? ¿O nomás está aquí?
Pues sí hay, pero está bien feo, digo que mejor es por aquí.
Ah, ok.
Pero ahí donde está él, pues está. Ay, no, ya. Vámonos de noche, escalofrío.
Bueno, allá me voy igual.
A ver. Ay.
No hay nada, miren.
I don't think the figure was visible in the second half of the video. Maybe I'm not mistaken, maybe the figure moved or something, but I didn't see it in the other half. The next investigation takes us on a ride to a place I myself saw a lot of potential in. The potential I'm talking about here is to be reinvented and be turned into something fresh and new, a place where dreams can come true. I might have taken it a little too far there, but even if anyone would try to occupy this place for renovation, he would have to deal with the struggle of the ghosts if an old abandoned place is haunted and someone decides it's time to give life. Remember, it already has many lives circling around it, of whom that won't let humans linger around. Our explorer decided to call the place Farmhouse of the Fate. He used a different word than fate, but I changed it a little. When it comes to the origins of this name, I have no idea where he got it from or what inspired him to name it that way, but nevertheless, he did visit this place before when he had his team, but they left him alone on this second trip. They decided it was too scary for them. He set up his equipment, the REM pod, the EMF detector, and his doll Matilda, and used some salt to protect himself. It's like he was cooking in there, like cooking for real. It didn't take long before the ghosts took action. They were making sounds, knocking, and dragging stuff in the background, though the investigator couldn't point out many of these sounds. But they were clear as day. The REM pod even gave responses the man had never heard before. To make matters even worse, he asked if there is a link between this place and a cemetery he previously investigated, as if the spirits in both places have some sort of bond, and the bone-chilling response was yes. It was more than just a yes. It was that they had deep connections, some nexuses that shouldn't be separated, which, obviously, I'm over-exaggerating a bit there. There are more paranormal activities that occurred, like lights turning on and off.
La voy a mover. Voy a colocar aquí. Y voy a poner a Matilda aquí. Vamos a poner a Matilda. Pero al menos a mí aquí, de esta cámara, aquí se me ve. Acaba de dar un porrazo en el mueble. Me cago con la única paloma que hay aquí, ¿eh? Me acabo de cagar, me cago en su... Estoy igual que antes. El detector puede pitar porque voy a pasar yo. Efectivamente. ¿Debería volver a la casa del cementerio? ¡Eh! Ha apagado la luz del foco, tío. ¿Te consideras un espíritu malo? Tío, qué locura. Hostia. Han dado 3 golpes en la puerta. Por Dios. Tío, 3 golpes otra vez. Y el Rempo reaccionando. Tío, que eso no ha reaccionado así nunca en la vida. Hostia. Páralo y comunícate conmigo. Voy a encender la Spirit Box. Páralo para comunicarte conmigo. Tío. Como si le hubiesen pegado un puñetazo a eso. Lo acabo de resetear. No me lo creo. Dios mío. Quita la sal. Mira, mira cómo se escucha andando, tío. Tío, esos golpeando ahí en medio, tío. Madre mía, qué locura máxima. No pienso quitar la sal, ¿me oye? Mira, mira. Está enfadado. Eso está enfadado. Tío. Ha respondido. Pero es que... es como que está detrás mía, tío. Ha sido entrar y salir corriendo algo de ahí. Para mí. Y me he puesto ahí y yo que hasta la paloma se ha alterado, tío. Me cago en la puta que parió. Tío. ¿Cómo que te cogeré, tío? Ah, vale. Tío. Se golpea en la mesa, tío. Mira, mira.
The most important thing this man got wrong was the placement of these cameras. He should have installed one of them in the other section of the building, right where he heard the door being banged on. Advising people to look into the history of the properties they are about to purchase or rent seems like the obvious thing to say, and even more so, the obvious thing to hear from your uncle. By uncle, I'm referring to myself. I almost wrote a book about how to buy and rent places, though one thing I haven't included is places you work in, which takes us to the next video. We have a woman working as a custodian at an elementary school in Albuquerque, New Mexico. The school is reportedly built on Native American burial grounds, and according to local belief, any disturbance to nearby land, such as tree work or construction, seems to intensify unexplained events inside the building. So, how do you expect me to write about such a thing? It's not even obvious. It's a school, so it isn't supposed to be worried about unless the school has some history regarding ghosts or it's being built. This school looks so innocent and more like a safe workplace, but not Our Lady. As she was staying the night, patrolling her shift, the door in front of her began acting like no one was watching. It was swaying in and out, though this clip was not so intense. The next ones were worse. Like how the lights began flickering in the other building she was walking towards, it felt like a horror movie scene. Or when she was complaining while being in the middle of the activity that the ghosts stopped their activity because she began recording. Like, do you want your life to be harder or what? One time, she heard knockings from a locked room. She rushed to open the door and explore the room. She found no trace of anyone, and the knocking abruptly stopped the moment she opened the door. After she left the room, they locked the door behind her and began knocking again.
Walked out here and put my car back, and this door's being weird. It was opening and closing by itself. And there it goes again. What the fuck? I don't know why the door is doing this. It shouldn't be doing this. You can shut the door now and stop messing. Oh my god. Over there by the door. I can. That's where the switch is, right there. They already replaced the sensor. Let's see if it goes off again. Fixed seat. These are only supposed to go off if somebody puts their hand there. The switch is way over there by the door. Now you want to stop because I'm recording. So I guess there'll be no vacuuming and sweeping today. I got this set up in the gym today, so... There's nobody in here. Oh my gosh. There's nobody in here. This is locked too. Nobody. Make sure this is in. That's scary. All right, well, I'm good. I'm getting out of here. I ain't got to mop and sweep anyway.
The thing is, they seem to have not only shut the door behind her, but also even locked it, if I'm not mistaken. I'm assuming the burial grounds under the school have some unsatisfied souls from the construction. Axeloa. You may think I'm referring to some professional soccer player, but kid you not, this man is not a professional soccer player. He was once in a public bathroom, full of stalls all around him. What kind of description is that? Don't worry about it, keep on learning. Axel was doing whatever he was doing there, minding his own business alone in the most comforting and disgusting place of them all, when he all of a sudden began hearing strange, creepy noises around him. Maybe his stomach was playing tricks on him since he was in the right place to release his magic, but that wasn't the case. The noises weren't caused by him, which makes things far creepier since no one was ever there. So what did these noises sound like? Well, he began recording after he heard it, and most likely it was like banging on doors, because in the video, there were sounds of heavy knocks on doors, but as I disclosed before, no one was there. The most terrifying part is yet to come, because as he was trying to make sure what he heard was caused by a ghost, from the gap of one of these stalls' doors, there could be seen a grayish-pale face peeping at the man from behind the door, and what escalates the terror of this scene is the fact that as he was checking that stall, in mere moments the face was nowhere to be seen.
Estoy con el baño de... Sí. Ahorita es que estoy... Acabo de terminar de hacer el baño. Pero ahorita están ruidos raros y se está tocando mi puerta, pero quiero que vean que pues no hay nada. Y esto mi reflejo, pero vean de este lado, pues aquí. ¿Escucharon? No hay nada.
Axel has uploaded more videos since this one, which hasn't been that long since he put this one up, but only 2 of his videos aside from this one were paranormal related, and it seems like these 2 are not related to this one by any means. If I were a ghost and I wanted to make my presence as appealing as possible, I would take advantage of anything around me to prove my existence in the property. This takes me to the next case, which features Olivia, a lady you might not know but one you might remember. Remember, like in the future, not now. The lady lives in an apartment with her boyfriend, who looks a little younger than me. The lady has expressed that she has been feeling oddly weird as of late, and instead of checking the doctor and booking an appointment, she decided to stay calm and wait until the house became haunted. Then that would explain her feelings. That problem started when she noticed that her cat's behavior had shifted recently, and the cat began acting scared of something no one could explain. But the fear escalated when a door began swinging on its own, which Olivia believed had nothing to do with ghosts and must have some scientific explanation. But that was her initial reaction to the activity, and I know what you're thinking. Wasn't that enough evidence to prove that her house was haunted? Yeah, and even the ghost was pissed off that Olivia didn't believe they existed, so they decided it was time to bring up the big buns. So, in one occurrence, while Olivia was heading back home with her boyfriend, it was late at night, but she noticed that something odd was appearing in her apartment from the window, what seems to be a figure moving around. And when she rushed back to the house, she found nothing except for the blanket she had hanging on the door fallen on the ground. At that moment, the lady realized she was actually dealing with ghosts, and her house was, in fact, haunted, and the ghost was finally acknowledged, not only by her but also by his fellow ghost who didn't believe he could make it big one day. The paranormal activity from that point became more apparent. Unexplained scratches on the walls, objects falling by themselves, and creepy movements of fabrics.
We're about to go in. Taco.
Dude, the blanket isn't on the door anymore.
Don't mind our house, but the blanket is on the floor. You guys, if you guys saw my last video, it was hung up right there. What the?
Dude, the tack in a pile. Like, I could see them, like, just falling off the wall, but, like, I had
How are they, like, all in a pile like that? What? This is, like, a poltergeist or something. I don't know, like, And he's been here all day alone. Can anyone tell me what this is? Looks like handprints, almost like scraping down our wall. That's the creepiest I've ever seen. Someone tell me what this is. Wait! There's legit no one in here, dude. No one is in here.
When I saw the entrance of that building, I was like, what kind of house does this lady live in that has such a long hallway? But then I remembered that it was an apartment building. Believe it or not, ghosts tend to like taking photos of themselves, not directly, like they don't hold a camera and take a selfie. This isn't their style, but they force people to take photos of them. People call themselves ghosts whenever they begin feeling invaluable in others' lives. But remember, almost everyone around the world seeks to find ghosts, see them, and even have their own personal experience with them. So a ghost is almost like a celebrity-level attractive at this point, so never insult these freaks by characterizing yourself after them. This takes me back to Ian, the investigator who decided to visit a cemetery today. He ventured his way to an overnight paranormal investigation at Greenwood Cemetery in Iowa, a location rumored to be one of the most haunted graveyards in the state. According to rumors and legends, it says that the place is haunted by wandering spirits, reporting unexplained voices, glowing apparitions, and the infamous Blue Angel statue believed to be cursed. That Blue Angel is a nickname of someone whom I should not mention. It's not an appropriate job she practices. Back to the investigation itself, he explores Cathedral Avenue, a tree-lined path associated with paranormal sightings, where he captures unexplained movement in photos and hears what sounds like voices responding to his calls. Even from the beginning, he heard a voice around him, though it only got serious once he started taking pictures, where in one picture, what appears to be a misty figure is leaning from behind a tombstone, almost happy to take the picture. These spirits were appearing left and right in the video. One was seen crossing the path from a distance, while one, which was a female ghost, appeared with a grumpy, creepy face from behind the glass window. If you thought it couldn't get any worse, then yeah, maybe you're right. I mean, it was already bad enough with these apparitions plus the disembodied voices, so on the scale, anything that happened after that in video wasn't really higher in terms of horror, but he did witness the door of one of the mausoleums shaking on its own. Also, something, which could be a flower pot inside that very same mausoleum, was thrown to the ground. Not to mention the crazy laughter that made him go nuts.
I'm calling out to the spirits of the Greenwood Cemetery. Could you come forward and speak? Well, since they see things in this area, I'm gonna snap a bunch of photos everywhere just to see who decides to show up. I'm not gonna lie, I definitely feel like I'm being watched right now. I have a feeling. Whoa, dude. Hello? What the heck? I just heard a voice. It sounded like someone said, over here, over here. It sounded clear. Am I alone here, or are there actual people out here? Because that sounded like a straight up voice. Oh, dude, there's someone right there. There's someone right there. Holy, there's somebody just peeking out from behind that grave. Oh my God, and now they're gone. I'm just trying to listen. See if I can hear any more of those voices. Oh, did you see that? Did you see that? So they just bolted across the road. Oh my God, dude. Haunting this gravesite? What was that? Oh man. I swear I just heard like a man groan. Like, that was creepy. Okay. Where did that come from now? Who's there? I just heard someone over here. If you don't want me here, you definitely don't have to tell me twice. Well, I just want to thank you for your time, Colonel. And, oh, whoa, what the? Dude! Holy! He just grabbed my arm! Oh my God! Oh God, dude. He just took my arm and just went, boosh! He just launched it to the side, dude. I'm leaving him alone. I'm done. She's trying. She's definitely there. Viola, could you tell me? How old are you? Could you say it out loud? Whoa. Did you just see that? Did you just see that? Holy! Am I going crazy, or did that just move? What? Look it. It's like off kilter. Did you hear that? Did you just hear that? I just heard a woman singing in there. Listen. Oh my God. It's like she's singing a song in there. Oh my gosh. I mean, it's beautiful, but it's eerie. I've got chills. Hello? That was very beautiful. Could you sing again? Can't see anything in there. It's too hazy. Maybe if I take one from afar? Oh wow, yeah, now I can see in there. Let's take another one. Whoa, dude, do you see that? Dude, she's looking at me. She's looking out the window. Oh my God. Dude, and she's gone. And she's completely gone. Holy. One more, take one more. Come on. Dude, the camera. Oh, dude. Oh my God, dude. I don't think I'm gonna be able to see in there. Look, you can just barely see in there. Hello? I could see her. I could see her through the window. I don't know if she was actually looking out, but she was definitely in there. As that other one. Whoa, dude. What was that? I just heard a noise in there. Hello? It sounded like a loud bang sound. Oh no, dude, are you seeing this? Look at this. The glass is all shattered. Holy. Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. Could you give me a sign to let me know? Okay. Holy. Okay, he is clearly angry. I'm gonna leave him alone, okay? I'm not gonna mess with him. He clearly doesn't want me here. Oh God, they're coming down. I could hear them. I have to go back up there. My car's up there. Shh. Oh God. I could hear them coming down the stairs. They're walking towards me. Okay, Ian, come on now. Just be brave. I just heard a scuff. Whoever this is, they're getting... Ooh, holy... Oh my God, dude. Oh my God. I just felt a rush of cold air just hit me. Oh, dude, I'm hearing footsteps over here. Hello? Who's there? Dude, it just sounded like someone walking. There's no one. They were just right over here. It sounded like a person just stepping this way. Dude, I don't know if I'm losing my mind, but it literally looked like her face was looking directly at me. I don't know. Unfortunately, my camera died, so I can't even look now.
If you look closely at this photo, the angel statue almost appears to be looking directly at me. It's hard to tell if this is possibly paranormal or simply an optical illusion.
All right, Blue Angel, I can't take any more photos. Are you moving around in there? Oh. Holy. She's like she's trying to get out. Like pounding on the glass to get out. Oh my God, dude. I'm hearing a fox off in the distance. It's padlocked shut. Oh, did you see that? Did you see that?
I like to investigate open spaces, even if they are extremely haunted, more than closed spaces. The reason is because I always have the world to be around me. In a closed space, I feel like I'm stuck inside a portal alone. You know something? I like the name Toby. It's one of these names that I feel the person with it would have some sort of easy and loose attitude but might be hiding an opposite side. Which brings me to our Toby in the next video, a man who thinks he was playing it safe while investigating because he had his own car and full equipment, but who was he trying to fool? The ghost in the house? Or the wild animals all around? A man ventured to investigate an old abandoned house in the middle of the Swedish woods alone. While that by itself is scary, I mean, even if you don't encounter a ghost or a person in that house, what makes you so sure that a wild animal wouldn't be lingering inside? Well, there was something of a wild animal awaiting him. But it wasn't wild enough to present danger. It was just a little mice. Regardless, as Toby went inside, he investigated the place and covered the whole first floor, so he decided to go upstairs, where he heard some noises. He was a bit shaky but couldn't tell if these sounds were caused by some animal or something far scarier was awaiting him. So he began using the thermal camera without his flashlight, which was already a mistake, but nonetheless, the investigation was going into his favor until it took turns and became in the favor of those who wants to see scary stuff. As a fully grown man, regardless if he was a djinn in the shape of a human or an actual human, he was mysteriously sneaking at him, which sent Toby running to his car shaking in fear and had to end the investigation. But viewers have pointed out that he was already being watched before he caught that person on camera, but not sure where they found the evidence for that claim during the video.
So, und hier haben wir das Haus. Wollen wir erstmal durch die Wärmebildkamera gucken, ob wir irgendwas sehen. Vielleicht sehen wir ja was. 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 Vielleicht sehen wir ob wir hier eventuell jetzt schon etwas sehen. So, ja. Das sieht jetzt natürlich nicht so vertrauenserweckend aus. Ich glaube, hier unten, das ist noch gar kein Wohngebäude. Und hier auch. Höchste Sicherheitsstufe. Boah, das hört sich an, als wenn hier drin ein Lüfter laufen würde. Das ist aber, glaube ich, der Fluss, der hinterm Haus lang geht. Ich mach's doch mal ein bisschen heller. Das sind bestimmt 3 bis 4 Meter hier. Hier auch. Das ist auch total warm. Aber da unten. Okay, es ist weg. Das war safe eine Maus. Hey? Hey, hey? Is somebody in here? Do you speak English? Jag talar inte svenska. Ich wusste es. Ach du Scheiße. Ach du Scheiße. Oh mein Gott. Oh mein Gott. Oh Scheiße. Oh mein Gott. Oh mein Gott. Das kann doch nur ein Mensch gewesen sein. Ach du Scheiße.
It was weird to me that the man was capable of speaking English and yet decided to keep speaking German. And since he is in Sweden, English would be the better choice to speak with. If you're so rich, I can't sympathize with you. You have all the qualities anyone would wish for in life, let alone the fact that you have access to medicine that only very few people in the world have access to. You can protect yourself in all sorts of ways, but there is a thing, no matter how rich you are, you cannot escape ghosts haunting you. Which takes me to the next video, which showcases a woman who appears to be on the FU, rich level. She lives somewhere in New Mexico. Once you see the video, you realize this lady doesn't even care if she spends $2 million in meetings. I'm making things up. That's what you might be thinking, though these ghosts don't share that same thought. As she for some reason began recording, she saw what looks like midgets. Not I, not she, or even her dogs knew what these creatures were. They don't look like animals and can't be humans. Plus, you can barely see them or point a finger at them, but it got a little more odd and creepy once these dogs actually gave a reaction. They stood up and began staring at the direction where these figures were spotted.
Estoy sola en la casa y volteo a la alberca y se ve que alguien anda ahí y me da miedo asomarme. Que se ve que alguien... Ay, no. Está alguien ahí en la orilla de la alberca, pero los perros no ladran, no hacen nada. Voy a prender la luz. No veo. No veo. Se fue el viento.
se ve nada. ¿Ustedes también lo vieron? ¿Qué procede en estos casos? Y me da miedo asomarme. ¿Está alguien ahí en la orilla de la alberca?
You know she has multiple dogs, and God knows how many more pets she has in other parts of her property, though I don't understand why they didn't really react at first. Either they were bored, they had gotten used to it, or it was all staged, and she forced them to act somehow or another to make it seem more genuine. Hottie and Harry, the two oppressive duos, the yin and the yang. Give me a moment, and I'm about to write stories and novels about these two, almost identifying them as legends. These two very regular men were heading to an abandoned place to investigate. They set themselves up for a challenge. They said, and that's their words, they said, "We are going to dare each other to investigate this place, to commit to reaching out to ghosts. Together, we could even reach the stars and planets." That last one was made up, by the way. So they have reached their target, and here they began the investigation. The investigation by itself was very plain in its style. They just let one of them stand right in the middle while their static camera keeps track of him. The other dude was somewhere off camera. Maybe he also had a camera recording him the same way, but we never tend to see the video from his perspective. Anyways, as they began, so did the paranormal events. There were sounds of bangs and glass being shattered, never to be seen but clearly heard. The challenge these two set up for each other was to see how brave each one of them is. And they both passed successfully in my own book. At some point, the guy was almost hit by a shattered piece of wood or rock. I can't exactly tell. The activity kept oppressing them more and more, with laughter sounds and such. The best part, or the scariest perhaps, was yet to come, because at some point, behind him, a manifestation of what looks like the spirit of a man. Harry even mentioned that the paranormal activity is reminding him of something he once experienced when he was a little kid back at his family's house. In the end, as they were concluding the video, one of them seemed to be acting a little odd, facing the wall, almost like playing peekaboo. Maybe it was an act of a ritual he was conducting. We never know.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum ya Allah. Pak Hadi, siapa sih? Masa Pak Hadi udah keluar dari tadi? Ada suara-suara ribut lagi aja nih, pemirsa. Pemirsa, dengar nggak tadi? Sebelum suara tadi setelah saya ngomong tadi, numpang pipis. Ada suara. Allah. 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 Seperti suara plastik. Ini disambut lagi oleh suara orang menggeram. Makhluk apakah ini? Kalau orang-orang yang mudah kesurupan tuh kayak mudah lelah, mudah lemes di sini tuh. Allah. Suara apa itu? Cicak. Allah. Ada suara bising di arah belakang. Kalau orang yang takut ambulan bisa merinding. Suara ambulan aja bikin serem. Tambah tempat ini. Allah, apa itu? Allah, ada sekelebat. Kayu, Allah. Kayu tajam banget ini, ya Allah. Balok, ya Allah. Balok, Allah. La ilaha illallah wal hayyul qayyum. Setan lu. Suara di dinding sini. Allah. Allah. Bener dari sini. Seperti ada yang kotak-kotak nih. Yuk, bersuara. Lebih keras. Ini kalau dari orang Sunda bilangnya nih, no, jurik tek-trek ini ya. Udah hilang. Karena suka ngetrek dinding, ngetrek lemari, ngetrek pintu, jurik tek-trek. Nah, kalau orang Sunda bilang. Sholatnya kan seret. Jadi kalau digerakin suka bunyi. Allahumma sholli ala Muhammad. Allah. Ente agresif amat jadi orang. Jadi setan. Hah?
Baik. Sampai mau nih. Aduh. Baik. Baik. Terlalu jenaka, Baik.
Banyak sekali ekstensinya Pak Hadi. Sini. Saya merasakan di situ kayak sosok besar, suaranya berat banget.
Hah?
Suaranya berat, besar. Udah lah, cukup Bang Hadi, cukup.
Hah?
Banyak sekali ekstensi di sini pokoknya. Di sini tuh hal-hal yang spontan gitu, banyak sekali makanya. Tadi ini kayu yang ini nih. Allah Akbar. Udah. Baris ini takut kan Allah. Banyak lagi sini. Makin malam makin lagi.
Kok ini kayak meledak sendiri Bang Yari?
Hanya
I don't really understand what kind of ghost would manifest in such a way, where it looks almost like a chubby small man, undressed, squatting like he is about to take a poo. If you have watched these cringe eye contact videos before, where they are supposedly training you and not trying to seduce you and get as many views as possible by picking chicks that are tempting to look at, you know how they keep staring, not flinching once. This is the kind of demon or ghost, whatever it is, that is found in the upcoming video. The video takes us on a short, boring journey with the man Antonio Park and his companions. That's not the name of the show. It's what's happening in the next footage. They ventured their way into a hospital located in a forested area in a place referred to as Lee Moor to explore an abandoned hospital that has been left to decay. As the adventurer began getting deeper into the building, he reached the basement floor where he allegedly saw something moving inside a room. He spotted it from behind the glass panel of the door. He rushed towards it and saw nothing at first. But after a long stance in there, trying to figure out if there is something hiding inside that room, here comes an apparition that you may not spot, but after more focusing, you can see a pair of glowing eyes staring right back at the camera. The staring contest began from the point, and that figure never blinked once.
A la mierda. Miren, si apago, miren lo que pasa si apago la linterna. Miren, huevones, no se ve ni mierda. Uy, préndela. Prende esta concha. Prende. Esto que me cago. Puta, la cámara se distorsiona, huevo. Puta, Andrés, no sé, huevón. Miren. Todo esto estaba alumbrado, no sé si se acuerdan ustedes. Todo esto estaba alumbrado, pero ya llegó 3:30 y todo se apagó, huevón. ¿Sí? A ver, Jordi, a ver. No me jodas, huevón. Oye, me parece que hay alguien sentado, concha de su madre allá, huevón. Oye, Oye, huevón, hay alguien sentado ahí, ¿no? Oye, mira, huevón, mira. Mira, huevón, ¿me parece? Espera. Ya, la gente, huevón. Oye, huevón, te lo juro que yo... Mira, 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 en la esquina derecha, ven los ojos. ¿Qué mierda? Oye, ¿qué es eso, concha de su madre? Oye, la mierda, huevón, mi cuerpo.
¿Qué es esa mierda?
No sé, huevón, mi cuerpo está que... Ay, concha de su madre.
A la mierda, hermano, qué loco.
Oye, ¿qué es eso, huevón? Sí, huevón.
Ya deja de grabar, concha.
Oye, ¿qué es eso, hermano? ¿Qué es eso? La mierda, gente, huevón.
I have never seen a figure as stubborn as this one, almost saying, "Come in here and find out why they left this hospital abandoned. I know the full story." At least, that's how I would approach it if I were that figure. It could be an animal, but think again. Animals won't be staring at that height, and they can't even reach that room, especially if they are large in size. And you haven't reached the subscribe button yet, or even watched the next video on screen.